Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, special number 72. Isn't it kind of weird, though, that the specials for this anime review series are more than the actual episodes themselves? Yeah, I mainly saved the reviews for the actual episodes themselves for the anime. This is all for the manga. I mean, I haven't heard anything exactly. Now, I heard rumblings season 5 might start next month, but I haven't seen any trailers for it yet. Might not start next year. I have to take a look at that later. Okay. Moving on to this new chapter of the manga, chapter 284, Deep Blue Battle. Chapter picks up exactly where last chapter left off, where you have Deku versus Todoroki using his black whip on him. And while you have Endeavor, Bakuto, and Shuto trying to get everybody like first day ever shit everybody. Yeah, of course, Deku was like, you're not gonna hurt him anymore. And he basically uses his whip on him. And we cut to a flashback where apparently we have Froppy, Otaku, and I don't remember this guy's name. He's the one with the what kind of this tape? For some reason, they all got turtlenecks with their PE uniforms now. Don't know why. Ochaku's got this is basically probably like a flashback, and Ochaku's got a new hairstyle. Froppy hasn't really changed her look at all. The reason why they're here because yeah, and of course Deku's got himself an afro. Oh, this I keep losing in training because I kept losing in a training exercise. Called Catch a Kacha with a black whip. Haven't caught him once, yet I'm actually wanted to ask you, Shiro, about how you deal with fast-moving targets who got a similar quirk. Talk about explosion. What goes play? Once a jerk, always a jerk. There goes one real battle. Tell me what I can do. I'm still learning how to use my wires. Yep. Of course, Bakuto's there too. It's like, Professor Ruka, you're here to teach him about body control in midair, but Deku's already good at bouncing around. Like hippity hoppity. That's so funny, the fact that when the way Viz May translated it, they use an old child saying hippity hoppity. Yeah, it's old child, so I'm like, power increases. And apparently this flashback takes place at the same time when Eraserhead went to go visit his old friend who's a Nemu in the hospital. I'm like, wow, that was like 30, 40 chapters back. It's been a while. But apparently that's where this flashback takes place. Like, okay. I've got every moves written down. So I still think we find some common ground in terms of use of bodies. So we have Deku floating with Otaku. I'm sure Otaku probably likes the fact that, well, here's the thing. She's in love with Deku, and she probably likes the fact that he's getting some quirk that he does. Also, I'm looking at the PE uniform here. Not only the turtleneck, is that apparently they added long sleeves to the PE uniforms, and they also added these symbols on them. Yes, brand new PE uniforms. So basically, all trained, doing all floating in the air. And we also have Bakuto talking with All Might about how much he really cares about Deku. It was like he also mentioned brings us something that in the notebook about his successors, that there was nothing there about the fourth host of the All for One. The One for All Quark. We wrote down decent notes on the others. Like they call us that for the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Why is that? And I brought it up and you didn't tell me anything. Because, well, what is you figure out something about One for All? Not yet. I don't want to speculate and talk about something I'm not sure of. Because I'm worried about him. Yeah, Bakuto reveals that he's worried about him too. Like deep down, he doesn't take himself into account. He's always been like that. Back then, I ignore my own weakness. I am bullying him, but you never sincerely help out with his training. That's what you're training into your tone, right? Yep. After this brief chat, we finally go back to present day where Deku is basically pulling Todoroki with his black whip. Pulling him and of course he's also pulling him straight toward him when he punches him. It's like he has to go down here. Now is my way, let's go all out. everything the One for All has to offer, no matter what happens to me. And of course, he hits Todoroki so hard in the chest, like some kind of big water explosion. But overall, great chapter. I like the fact we got a heavy focus on Deku this chapter because the thing is, with this whole arc, you don't get a lot of focus on Deku. I love the fact we finally got a chance to focus on him. And plus, I love seeing Froppy in a flash and seeing this chapter because she's another character who's barely seen this whole arc, along with Ochaku. And I like the fact that apparently they gave Ochaku a new hairdo. Yeah, well, apparently she's got a bit of a ponytail, which that's interesting. And new P uniforms. Well, there was a time skip, so as for how much of a time skip, they don't really say. They mentioned that there was a time skip. I think it was just after the training exercise arc, where there was a bit of a time skip. Yeah, it was after the joint training exercise arc that there was a bit of a time skip. How much of a time skip? I don't know. It could be as much as about 4 or 5 months. They don't really say. You know, as I can tell, there's different uniforms because these ones got long sleeves on them. And they got this keyhole symbol on them, which, okay, maybe that's a logo for the UA. I'm not sure. I don't know if it can mean anything or not because the European uniforms got the same thing. Okay, I get the long sleeves, maybe because it'll be colder, fine. But what's with the turtlenecks? I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if they spend more time with this flashback next chapter, or spend a whole chapter with this next chapter as well. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yep. I give this chapter roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's an excellent chapter. I love it. Can't wait for next week, which there is a One Piece chapter come out next week. Yes. I don't think there's a, I don't know if there's a, I know Black Clover just came out a few days ago. Let's see. Actually, no, Black Clover does not come out again does not come out next week. Nope. It doesn't come out until the first week of October. Yeah, which that'll be October 4th. Yep. That's when next chapter gets released. Yeah. But I'll discuss this chapter when I discuss the newest chapter of... Well, I discuss the newest episode of Black Clover. Yep, so that's it for this particular view. My next view, Boruto, and then more Boruto, okay? But see you soon in the next video. Bye.